Okay, hey, look, I have proof, all right? Listen, guys. Oh, crap. I find it funny because only as soon as I go to that aisle to pick this up, it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's a true coincidence how people are like right there where it's almost like they know from watching your video or something. Or just looking through the camera hole, like, guys, make sure you go in the aisle where it gets the, it's the flat, it's number 1 bit, square head. Make sure you get in that aisle as soon as you go in there, alright? Like the Truman Show, man. They know you're, it's like when he's in the hall with that guy that perfectly timed him getting away. He's like, come on, man, get out of here. Well, the good just keeps piling in. The good keeps piling in from yesterday's whirlwind. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. It's like a whirlwind. It's something that I created. It's like I created this whirlwind of people, and I mean, it sounded like, you know, it was kind of therapeutic because even with Scott, you know, he's like, oh man, the whole crew's in here, back in here. It's like a reunion. Yes, it's exactly what it was. It was a reunion. I'm just making one last trip, making one last round. You know, just like you know, like the job that I do have. When I'm done the job, I make one last round. I make sure that there's no tools left. I make sure that everything's tight. Make sure the miters are tight. Make sure it's presentable, and that I did my job correctly. So I make that one last round to sweep up and tighten everything up. And what it did do is, well, I was able, I mean, I was reaching out for Scott. I was reaching out for you, Scott. But, you know, it's fine. It truly is. It's all good. We all have our reasons. That's all I can really say. We all have our reasons why. And some of us just might not buy certain reasons. Because we don't, like, when you don't buy, if you're not buying the apology or whatever, if there's some other reason, then you're not buying it. It's your decision. But for me, the good that came out of it was everybody did come back together. You see how that felt yesterday? Regardless of your decision, and regardless of, you know, I subbed to you yesterday because well, I want to see what your response is. I kind of do. And then, but once I understand once I understand what direction you're going, I just brush off the sand from my sandals there, and I move on to the next town, and I move on to the next individual. I move on to the next group of people. I'm just making my rounds. That's it. If it's not accepted, if my words aren't accepted, if whether it's something it just farted like right in my face. Oh, hey, look, that never happens either. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying it. It's pretty interesting. Okay, what are you gonna make you stay there? Yeah, I'm just paranoid. I know. It's all for you. Yeah, sure, Rob. It's all for you. Well, you know, when I start thinking the reality of it, yes, I did get a lot of people's attention. I did stir a lot of people back up. It's like a lot of people just started communicating again. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with getting people to communicate? So it looked like the two people, as far as I know, the two accounts that, or persons, or they're definitely two different people. Because Scott, you're one person, and with Scotty Potty account, and then the Gus guy is the other person that has a different voice, so I know it's not you, and I know it's a real person. It's not a computer or just like a troll account or whatever. But you two guys seem to be the only ones that don't really want to make amends. But out of all of it, well, I got to reunite with Jethro, reunite with Tim. You know, I subbed to their channels. SJD, look, you know you're not really offended. You know you're not really offended. You know you are laughing your ass off. That's why you love watching me. And that's why you're a little salty that I didn't want to talk to you anymore. Okay? You can be honest with that. You don't have to say it out loud. But we all know the deal. You've always had a sense of humor. I'm sure you have, because you've been watching me and Jethro and Tim. And but we're all in cahoots. You know, are we all in cahoots? No, not at all. We're all technically, it's like we were family, we were enemies, and it's like, and then it's like, well, I don't even care if you're my enemy now. Even if you're not my family, I don't care. Can't we just get along? Like, what exactly is it that's so different about me that people would just be like, oh, you fucking piece of shit. I hate you, Robin. Unless I, like, had to make you do a lot of work or something. Like, I don't know. I just try to add things up in my head, like, does that make sense? Of course not. Why doesn't it make sense? Well, I already know my heart. So some things that are in my heart, they'll just stay in my heart. I don't need to say everything. I just need to say certain things at a time. When the time comes, you say what the Holy Spirit needs you to say. I don't know. Don't even worry about it. But getting reconciled again, because yeah, it hurt when Tim and Jethro came against me. Of course it did. It hurt when Justin came against me. Even more, because I went and seen him, and I feel like it's like I truly feel like I love these people. But it's like it's just that was supposed to happen. Everything's supposed to happen. I was apparently supposed to be tested to the extreme. I mean, you know, that's kind of what happened. And people are still testing me, and people are still. It's like this. Once I know where you're at, okay, and then once I see where you go, then I unsubscribe, and because I don't want to hear negative energy anymore. I'm not allowing that to seep into my stomach. You know what I mean? And then, but what this did was, and again, I'm the one that created this. I'm the one that created this whole, I don't know, what would this soap opera be called? What would this soap opera be called? Because it's cheesy to call it, you know, as the world turns and as the world ends. As Satan world comes to an end. It would have to rhyme with something that is so obvious that you know of, like the guiding light, General Hospital, as the world turns, and the rest. But I'm not turning it into a soap opera, because soap operas are fake, and soap operas like that. It would be an insult to call this a soap opera, because soap operas, people have they have scripts to read, and they create a soap opera. I just create. You want to talk about a reality show? This is the true reality show. I thought one time that Jersey Shore was like reality. Like, wow, that's cool. They just, how can they act normal when a camera's in front? They gotta feel weird. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. Everybody's reading a freaking script. When I got on YouTube, I didn't know Richie was reading a script until I started hearing it in his words. You can't hide it. No matter what you do, you can't hide that you're reading. You can't, because it's like you got to be perfect in order to not have somebody know that your words are just stuttering because you're reading, or your eyes are fluttering over, you know, you're looking at something. So I didn't realize how many people read from scripts until now. So when it comes to this true reality show, this is what the elite actually enjoy watching, and that's why I say to, which, you know, reminds me, Steve SGD. That's why I say that I know you enjoy watching this episode, this channel, channel 7. It's channel 777, channel 521, channel 2011 here. You're tuning into 521 2011 here, holding on to the old news. Robin Hood's here. But I know you enjoy watching the show because you know it's real. And so do my real family members on YouTube, the real ones that just want to be a part of something. I don't know, good energy, maybe? Get positive energy? Do you want to be a part of that, or do you want to be a part of a soap opera? Because soap operas have scripts, and soap operas have agendas, and the agenda is to make you think that's not a script. I mean, that's what soap operas are, right? Wasn't that what wrestling was for so long? They tried to make it seem like it was real. Come on, man. This ain't real. And soap operas ain't real. But it's a new episode every day. But see, the elite, they told you the truth in the Truman Show. This is the reason why they started to watch people. One of the reasons why is for pure entertainment. Because they're tired of these people that, it's like, all right, cut. Come on, idiot. Just freaking, can't you read your script right the first time? Oh my God, we need somebody that can just think from the top of their heads. Do any of you clowns know how to do that? It's like, yeah. And then the executive producer goes, hey, there's this guy Robin, right, on Robin's Hood YouTube. I tell you guys, he's really, literally speaking from the top of his head because we're watching him as he drives. I mean, we know what he's doing. We know there's no freaking script on the dashboard or over here somewhere and over here and on top of that, I enjoy imitating characters because you know what, guys? Saturday Night Live does the same thing, right? But it's not even funny. Those guys are not funny. It used to be funny back in the Eddie Murphy days, back in my time. It was hilarious as hell. But now it's not. It's just, it's gay, is what it is. It's just, I don't even know if I think the women are men, the men are women. I think it's just completely backwards. Just like everything else. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, I mean, come on. If you see the sun rise from the west to the east, how are you gonna react to that one? So, like referring to dates, that when people are setting dates for the rapture, look, man, Christ doesn't. He's not coming any day now. You already missed him because he's already here. It's like he's already here. He's inside of all of us. It's just some of you are still dry bones, and you got to be prophesied to freaking wake up, man. Just wake up. We're here for you. We're here for you. We are not your enemies. But you're making us your enemies. See, I had a lot of people work. Here's why, another reason why maybe I'm picked for this job here. Because I'm used to having people work for me. I'm used to having my literal brothers work for me, my literal family, my cousins, friends. Because anytime I'm given an opportunity to expand on something, and I can help people out, that's just what I do. I do that for them. And then if I'm able to provide more jobs for people, but then I gotta deal with the difference of personalities, and I gotta deal with, you know, this guy thinks he's worth this, and it's this guy's, but he's slow as balls, and it's like, come on, man, you're not even earning it. You get the freaking work, man. All right, just get the work. But at the same time, I feel like I always treat my employees with respect. And when it comes down to it, I started picking up the broom and sweeping, and I haven't stopped picking up brooms and sweeping. So it's like whenever people at work, even when they just first start, and it's like, all right, I don't do it anymore. Just saying, I'm just on my own right now. That's it. I'm not. Sometimes I have some people come help, but it's like, no matter what, when the newest people that are working for you come in, and the job is done, and they see the boss is sweeping up, cleaning up the trash, making sure everything's good, you know, because the boss isn't any better than his employees. And that's what I've demonstrated with the people that work for me, is I am not better than you at all, and I don't walk around thinking it, acting it, or looking like it, because the proof is in my actions. So when new people come to my channel, and if they just have a few subscribers, you know, I try to still reach out to everybody that's just starting, or that just sub to me if I see it, because I get a few notifications, and then I see it, I'll click on it. You know, hey, welcome. You don't have to agree with everything I say, but just understand that my heart it's where it needs to be right now, and I'm just speaking my mind for whatever reason that I've gathered so many people, mainly the Walmart video, gathered so many people over on this channel. How do you do that without some kind of intelligent creator that just designs it that way? It's like a conveyor belt, okay? Here's my channel. Here's me now, okay? It's like, hey Rob, you got more deliveries. Okay, bring them in. Just put them in here. Put them over here in Paradise. We'll just can sit there if they want to come watch the video or not. It's like a conveyor belt of 4,000 to 6,000 people each day that keep coming from the Walmart video. 4,000 to 6,000, 4,000 to 6,000, 4,000 to 6,000. It's just an unbelievable amount of. It's like sometimes I'll go back to that video and then I'll start commenting to the people in there too, because it's a video that's at 2 million views. Just last year, last November, right before I mocked Richie, because I thought, you know, we're getting shut down. Let me go goof off in here. Let me make a one last imitation of Richie, a real good one. I don't know. So just by having a sense of humor, that happened. And then I get like this gnat. There's just like this new. It's like, come on, man, get out with your humor demon nonsense. You're just kind of salty because I'm funnier than you, and your career never went anywhere. But everybody has to learn. At least somehow I reeled them in. And I believe a lot of it has to do with making fun of Richie from Boston. Because the imitation was so dead on. And it made, before I deleted it, it was around 20,000 views. So I made 20,000 people laugh their ass off if they knew who Richie from Boston was. And I'm pretty sure that's why it was watched a lot, because I think the title was "Who Can Do Richie Better Than Richie?" Something like that. And I'm driving around in the car and I'm selling you everything. Oh man, I wish I never see you guys, the ones that run this place. You guys have all those freaking videos. You guys have all those clips. You got all my emails from all the letters that I wrote. I got nothing. You guys hacked into everything. But yeah, nobody hacks into anything, right? Okay. But that's fine. You know, you can have my email. It's trash anyway. It's here. I mean, it's not trash, but when it comes to those letters that I wrote, there's a lot of evidence in there as to who I am. So that's why I think you guys follow me a little bit closer than some people. Or I'm just super paranoid, and I just must think I'm so awesome, right? Is that what it is? I'm so prideful. No, I'm very proud of that video. Okay, very proud of that video. But I'm not gonna hold on to pride that's detrimental to my health. You know, because holding on to pride holds on to anger. Anger holds on to envious. Envious holds on to jealousy. Jealousy holds... It just branches off into all kinds of problems. You let them go, you know, nothing bothers you. Nothing bothers you. Periodically, but just 95% of the time, I just can't be bothered. Just trying to kill some time here. Okay, I know I have 11 minutes to go. It was something about the Walmart video. It was something about I'm trying to remember what I was talking about there. Something about that conveyor belt. Something about constantly having people come to my channel. It's amazing to me that God opened that door for me. And I start realizing, okay, these really are, when I start watching, clicking on the people's accounts, watching their videos, I think that's what it is. I started just clicking on the random people who subbed to me, their videos. Even people who hate me, I see my name, like Robin Hood's False Prophet, and then the last flea gnat that I had. It's like, you see all this, and you click on the people's videos, and you know, whether they're for you or against you, it's like, wow, nobody knew who I was before this. And I wasn't looking for fame of any sort. No. I mean, it just happened. It happened. It just kept piling on and piling on. And I felt like reaching out to you guys from the beginning anyway. So yeah, matter of fact, I mean, how many times have I done this? I started with Jerry, Light Truth, Maddie, and then kind of went off, and then reached out for Russ, and then I kind of went to the side, and then it kind of started with Scotty directly after that RFB video. As a matter of fact, I reeled in Justin because of that video, because when people were following RFB, and I had in the title there. And then it happened to have a caption of what he looked like. Of course people are going to watch it. Because somebody's making fun of Richie from Boston. And I don't know who else did. Who has that kind of balls, guys, huh? Anybody? Does anybody know that they're going to get their tooth knocked out, but they'll still continue to mock? Because you know the truth behind it, and you don't need evidence of paperwork. So I think that's pretty much when the targeting, I mean, it exponentially rose, guys, so on and so forth from time immemorial. It just kept happening and happening and happening. And then, so I'm realizing, wow, man, I'm really talking to real people here. This is crazy. A lot of people are actually listening to what I'm saying. They're actually affected by what I'm saying. People are offended at what I'm saying, which is awesome. But at the same time, yeah, I started off as a fireball. I did. Straight out the freaking cannon, man. I was on fire because my anger was through the roof. Listening to all these bullshit ass stories just made me sick. Man, so no wonder why some people are angry these days, man. Because this is my outlet. When YouTube shut down, I'm good, man. I am finished with my testimony. For real. But beforehand, I had to channel my anger and get it out somehow, or I would have probably already had a heart attack from dying of anger so much, because it would just dwell there. So I had an idea. Let me mock this fool. Let me mock this clown. Let me mock this liar, because they make me sick. And then I felt bad after I mocked them and put the video up. And then I came across, I think it's 1 Kings chapter 18, maybe 2 Kings, when it talks about Elijah mocking the 450 prophets that he slew with his frickin' mouth, with the sword that came out of his mouth, the fire. He slew them there. He said, make sure that not one escapes. Because you're going to have to hear what I have to say there, you 450 false prophets. Come on, get over here. Let me just explain to you what God's trying to tell you here. I'm not literally taking a sword out and chopping your frickin' heads off. I'm just one man. All 450 of you are going to allow me to kill you? Right. So when I read that and I understood it spiritually, at the same time he's mocking him because he's allowed to. He's allowed to. It's you know. So then I started feeling better. Like, okay, good. I feel better because this is acceptable to God. I'm not mocking somebody that is a truth teller. Maybe I have done it at a point in time and I was wrong for it, but you know, for the majority of the point, I know all the newscasters line. Say it's easy to do that. There's no question about that. All the stories, ain't nobody dying. And so I mocked everybody, and it just released the negative energy. That's what it did. It released the negative energy. And then that, with me releasing the negative energy, and people tune in, and it's like, who's this freaking guy? And then they start laughing because I'm showing you what the newscasters look like, and how stupid they sound, and then turn it back to me. It was my wife's idea, by the way. It truly is her fault. I'm so attacked. And I told her that yesterday. I'm like, you know it's your fault, right? She's like, yeah, I know. Because she told me I should turn the camera to the people I'm mocking and then turn it to me so you can see that who it is. Because I was doing I don't know, man. I just know what the hell the people are going to say before they say it. That's the gift. I don't know where it came from. It's just, for the most part, I can tell, I can just listen to them. I don't even have to look at them. But I can look at the TV and look at their lips. But I feel like sometimes I do better when I don't even look at who I'm mocking, and then I get closer to the camera, and then I just seem to know what they're going to say. It's freaking crazy. So when people start seeing that, I release my negative energy into cracking people up. And of course, at the same time, those who get offended in these days, the ones that just get offended at everything, they are the ones that will stay with the negative energy, and that will actually feed them more. And then that's how people turn against you. And that's how got my, that's how I fished and reeled in all of my enemies. All of them. I was supposed to. And then Walmart is another fishing. It's just it's like the middle ground fishing ground. Here's a place 6,000 people can go every day. You can come to my lake, guys. If you want to fish, it's fine. Every day it's open, it's available. As many people as possible. On average, there's like 5,000 people that... There's like 5,000 people on average that come to that video every single day. It broke bread, and did they give it to five loaves? Did they feed it to 5,000? I don't know. I have to look at that one too. That's kind of funny. But just the similarities of what you're supposed to be doing in the world and in the Bible, when it's similar and you understand your point where you're at, there's no other better peaceful feeling than that. And on top of that, to be able to spread my energy. And yeah, in the beginning, because I came out, I shot out like a rocket, and eventually I had to come back down to earth, right? You know, because I hit the firmament and I bounced and cracked, and I was like, all right, here I come, I'm going back down. So I went up to my highest point. I finally got to the mountain, and then I started to settle down. The water started to recede from the mountains and just start to cleanse and replenish and put the fire out. And so I feel like I'm more in water mode right now than fire mode. Even though I still feel like if I have to, I'll still devour my enemies with the word of God. And then I'll kill them even more with love, because demons hate that. When you do both, when you scorch them and then you put them out, to them it's kind of like punch them in the eye and saying I'm sorry, and then doing it again and saying I'm sorry. But you deserve to get punched in the eye, don't you? So I've settled down since then, and now I get it. It truly is about the positive energy. That's why I'm bringing more people to my channel in a positive way, and you guys know it. There's no soap opera here, man. This is a true reality TV show, and it happens to be Robin's Hood reality show, I guess. I mean, that's the name of it, right? Robin's and in the hood and family, you know. But I enjoy it.